Welcome to the fifth of our BBC IntroCambs Essentials. For this show, we're rolling up our sleeves, we're heading out into the garden, and 5 of our green-fingered acts are going to show you a bit of what they've been up to, making the most of this beautiful weather that we've been having recently. And the first of our acts that we've got for you tonight, bringing some summery acoustic goodness, is the wonderful Luke James Williams. Luke, how are you doing?
Hey, yeah, good, thanks, Ellen. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thank you. So tell us a bit about the track you've done for us tonight. It's already got support from Six Music. That must be such a boost through lockdown.
Yeah, it was amazing. It's going to be out next Friday the 12th. It was just a song that I managed to finish in the studio before kind of lockdown started. At the time I kind of scheduled it for release as normal, and obviously feels really strange to be releasing music at the moment, but I had it scheduled for release and things, and when you got in touch to say, do a song, it sort of seemed like a cool one to do. But yeah, it was a really nice surprise, obviously, with kind of take any good news you can get at the moment, the little kind of things. So it was really nice to be able to share the song with people.
And what's it been like preparing for that release through lockdown when, you can't do the things like get out and gig or, go around and meet people to promote your music?
It's been, to be honest with you, it's been really different. It's been, but I've just been trying to take kind of each day as it comes and really kind of almost, I don't know, just do what feels natural. I don't know, like I've not been trying to press myself too much. I've not tried to be too hard on myself, and just, the song will come out and hopefully people will like it when it comes out. But, I don't know, certain things that I would do in a normal time, I'm not doing because they just doesn't feel right at the moment. And I just hope that, once the song's out there, hopefully people will like it. And, the song's out there now. So.
And have you got any plans for the rest of the year, music-wise, release-wise, or, has the situation we're in now put a bit of a stop to that?
So yeah, I got two songs finished. The song This Says, which I recorded the acoustic version of for the show, and I got another song done as well. I guess we'll see kind of how this feels once this gets released. I might kind of put the other track out a bit later in the year, but I don't know. Maybe I'll hold off altogether. I'm not really sure. I guess I'll just see how I feel. The biggest impact is that I was planning on doing a whole album, but we only managed to get sort of 2 songs finished, mixed and mastered before obviously the studio had to close. So that's had an impact, but it's freed up time to do other things and to kind of have some downtime as well as look at some other projects that I can do purely from home. So.
And before we share your track, tell us a bit about the guitar wall you've got behind you. It's a bit incredible.
Oh, well, yeah, it's purely a pragmatic thing, really. You probably can't see from here, but it's quite a small room, and just to have them all in their cases is a nightmare, having to try and get them each out of their cases all the time. So I just, when I kind of sort of earmarked this room as mine, and when I was starting to use it, it was just very impractical to have everything in boxes. So I try and have everything out as much as possible. So it was just a thing, but it tends to get a lot of love on the Zoom on the Zoom calls.
Brilliant. So thanks so much for your video. This is your beautiful floral take on your next release, This Says.
I can't take back the words I said to you. Buried by the weight of too many truths, but not about you. I'm losing count of the times, and I know too well sorry starts to grate after a while. It feels as though I'm holding back a landslide, just praying that the cracks don't reach the outside. But at my most fragile, all my fears and doubts, veiled by anger, will all come spilling out. But this says nothing about you, it says everything about me. This says nothing about you, it says everything about me. Me and my ragged mind, I've been the culprit so many times. I don't want you to have to hold me like a knife. 'Cause this says nothing about you, it says everything about me. This says nothing about you, it says everything about me. Well, now the dust has cleared, can we see it for what it really is amongst all the debris? All I see is my own face staring back at me from every broken piece. This says nothing about you, it says everything about me. This says nothing about you, it says everything about me. This says nothing about you, it says everything about me. This says nothing about you, it says everything about me.
This Says by Luke James Williams. We can head over to the north of the county now, where we can speak to Lexi Green. How are you doing, Lexi?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Really well.
So, tell us a bit about your lockdown situation. Where are you based at the minute?
I'm just a few miles out of Peterborough, and I'm on the farm where I live, and we've got 5 adults now in the household. My son's brought home his partner from uni as well, so she's joined us, and it's okay. It's really nice. I appreciate them being at home. It's just also strange though. So, but you make the most of it. You know, we're all well, we're all healthy, we're all together. That's the best thing you can hope for.
Is it all hands on deck then with the farm at the minute?
Yeah, we're sort of, I hate to say it, we really need some rain. I know we say it every time, we really need some rain. I don't want the rain, I love the sun. We're sort of heading into getting ready for harvest, which will be really, really busy, hopefully. And yeah, just at home is kind of, I've got 2 sons, so they're kind of sort of quite happy being in their rooms, and I'm doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of cooking, a lot of laundry. And I'm thinking of doing an Airbnb when this is all over, actually.
So you've got so much on the go. Tell us a bit about this track that you've penned for us fairly recently as well, haven't you? Necessary Staycation. So relatable in so many aspects. Was it just the current crisis we're going through that inspired you to write it?
Yeah, I really didn't mean to write another baked potato song. I didn't go into the studio trying to do that. I think I hadn't been in the studio for about a week, and I tend to just sort of brain dump songs, and I just wrote it really quite quickly, and then I had a little bit of fun with it. I thought, oh, let's get the guys in the band to record their parts at home. So they did it all on video, and then I sort of threw their parts in and edited everything in and mixed it. And then I asked on Facebook, I just asked all my friends and family and fans if anybody would just want to do a short piece, sort of just a bit of footage from home for the video. And I'd asked sort of a couple of years ago for people to send stuff in, but maybe it's just the fact that everybody is at home. I got loads of stuff coming, so I thought, I've got to get this out there. I've got to put it out. But that wasn't my intention. It just happened. And it was just so really lovely to see people sort of waving at the camera and smiling and knowing that they're all safe and they're well. So yeah, I had no intention of releasing it, but I had to. I just had to.
So in a bit of contrast, this is your take on your track Necessary Staycation, but instead of being surrounded by lots of people in the medium of Zoom and everything that we've got at the minute, you're by yourself in your field.
Thank you, Ellen.
home is where I am.
So we can cross over to the first band of the night, and in some respects the only band of the night, although we'll get onto that a bit later on. And we've got the amazing Suds. How are you guys doing? Let's start with Izzy. You're sadly away from the rest of the band. What's it been like?
It's really, really sad. We're like a little family, so it feels really strange spending so much time apart. It's been a long time since we spent this much time apart from each other.
And you guys, we saw when you went up to Liverpool to do your recording, the daily vlogs you were doing, you guys do come across as such a family. For the three of you that are still together, what have you missed most about not having Izzy with you?
She's so annoying in like a really endearing way.
I wasn't expecting that at all. But how are you guys coping, having one member of the band not with you? How's that affecting practice? Because I suppose having three musicians living under one roof, you're keen to push on with your music. What's it been like, having to make do with having Izzy not there?
It's been sad, but we're really lucky that Izzy can play the piano as well, so she's able to send us some piano bits. But we've taken a little break. We've been doing lots of house jobs, definitely. Lots of gardening, lots of building, but we're starting to focus on writing now and things like that.
And you put out your EP was it just before, just at the start of lockdown? So what's it been like having to, put that out there in such uncertain times?
I think it was quite nice. Well, if you want to look at a positive of it, it was quite fortunate that we hadn't put an EP out just as everyone was staying at home, really, and had time to listen to things.
And it is one of those EPs that it's warm, it's homely, and it's one of those tracks that kind of eases you into that lockdown situation of having to be stuck at home. So the track you've done for us tonight is one of your older tracks, Evergreen. Tell us a bit about it.
It's quite summery, we think, so it's sort of with the garden theme, and it's our baby, so
It's really like our perfect song to play in the garden.
We absolutely love your take on it. One of the things I must say is watch out for Tom's dancing. So this is Suds and their take on their track Evergreen.
Something I
Suds and Evergreen, we can now head over to Jamie Wiltshire, who is very well known in the scene for doing a bit of everything. And with the two brands that you've got, Jamie, what's it been like, being apart from not just one band, but two?
Sure. So yeah, it's difficult. The hardest thing I think is managing to. It's the same with every band, managing to all get together and write demos and come up with ideas and kind of bring them together. Especially if members don't have kind of like audio equipment and stuff, then it makes the process a lot more difficult. But of course we've stayed connected and trying our best, keep above board and keep the band ticking along.
You must be missing both of the bands so much.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. But on the other side, I have another project as well. So it's like an international project. I work with a guy in Australia. We're kind of partnered together. We're working on some more kind of, I'd say, mainstream pop electro kind of stuff. So I'm lucky to have that as a focus right now. I've just been kind of sitting in this little room here, recording, writing for pretty much this whole time.
And how do you manage to stay motivated with everything that's going on in the world?
Sure, that's a good question. It's definitely difficult to kind of know what to do and know what kind of steps to take, because no one knows kind of what's going to happen in the future or the near future. But for me to stay motivated, so just before all this started, I recently became a fully self-employed musician. So I kind of have to keep myself motivated, otherwise I have nothing. So yeah.
And what's the challenges about taking that step into self-employment when, as we've said already tonight, times are so uncertain, and with venues closed, as much as we are getting back to some form of normality in the rest of life, we haven't had much hint on when venues will open and when we'll be able to get back to gigs and festivals and that kind of thing. What kind of fears do you have for the future?
Yes. So like personally for me, I've had to kind of adapt, and luckily I've been working on it for around a year, and around this time, because obviously everyone's at home, it started to pick up for me. So I do a lot of session work as well. So it's I can basically just sit here in the comforts of my own home and and work. So I'm very happy to have that. But for the uncertainties of venues and things like that, I mean, my biggest passion in music is performing live. And so yeah, it's it's definitely hard to be without that right now.
And without causing any divisions between the bands, we don't want that at all. But tell us why you went for this Dear Monday track that you performed in your garden for us.
Sure. So I thought I'd go for a little bit more of a upbeat track. So Standing Like Statues has a new EP coming out, which we're really, really proud of. We recorded it with a guy called Ramesh Dodingoda. He's done Ammo from Bring Me the Horizon and stuff. We have that coming out very soon. So I'll be promoting the hell out of that in a few months. But Dear Monday have just released a couple of tracks, Shadows and In Plain Sight. I couldn't play any of them because I'm not really a guitarist. So I learned the easiest song, which is the first song we ever recorded. And it's probably as a band, it's kind of our favourite song. It's the first song we put out there, and it's probably something that really means a lot to all of us.
It's a track that we've loved playing on BBC Music Introducing in Cambridgeshire. So this is your take on your track, Somebody.
How are you coping tonight? It's been a little while, and I'm kind of feeling alright. And I smiled, 'cause for the first time I feel okay. It's coming back to me. Today's a new day. There's a stain on the wall where the clock used to be. I'm not sleeping no more without you with me. I've got to erase you, why can't you see? You were once mine, you're somebody. And I feel alive. No more choking on my lines, and a touch of inspired. A new life has come from inside. I cried for the last time. A memory longer gripping on me, it's fading away. There's a stain on the wall where the clock used to be. I'm not sleeping no more without you with me. I've got to erase you now, why can't you see? You were once mine, you're somebody. This time around I am not gonna stay. I don't feel right, so I'm going away. Listened, I've pleaded, I've changed all my ways. Fixing this now just won't change yesterday. There's a stain on the wall where the clock used to be. I'm not sleeping no more, too much space I can't breathe. Beaten, defeated, down on my knees. You were once mine, you're somebody. You're somebody. You're somebody.
Last but not least tonight, we can cross over to Cambridge and Annie Dressner. How are you doing, Annie?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Tell us a bit about your lockdown situation at the minute.
So basically, I spend most of my time taking care of my two young children who are 2 and 5. And we just like do the same thing every single day and try to make it fun.
Oh, bless you. What's it been like explaining to the kids what's going on? Do you try and explain it, or are they just sort of going about their day-to-day life, just enjoying the time they're having with the family at the minute?
I think they are enjoying it, but my son's very rational and quite bright, so I think he does more or less understand what's going on. I tried to explain it to him with dominoes, and he was like, and how with social distancing at the beginning, and he was like, so do you think more than 100 people will get it, Mommy? And I said, no. And he was like, definitely they will. Because if this many people have it and this many, I was like, okay. So yeah, I don't lie to him because, I tell him, but yeah, he understands, I think, a bit.
Bless. Well, one of the other big things in your life that's been affected by this is, of course, your release schedule. You had an album that was set to come out, singles coming out, and that's all had to be pushed back, hasn't it? Tell us a bit about how the current crisis has affected everything that you've been doing music-wise.
Well, I had planned to put an album out on the 15th of May, which it's now been pushed back to September 4th. And I was pretty annoyed at first, but it's fine. It's okay. I'd rather do it that way, and hopefully things will be, I don't really know that they'll be back to normal, but it's coming out in September. But I didn't really know what was going on, right when I had to make a decision, so I thought it was better to do it later on. But I just had a single, Pretend, come out on, I don't know what day it is anymore, on Friday, but I don't know the date, the 29th. And then I'm going to have 2 more come out before the album as well.
And you've had a lot of support for that track already, that single release of Pretend. That must be, again, very similar to Luke, so encouraging to have those little, sparks, those little bits that you can cling on to through lockdown.
Yeah, that's definitely been nice. So I'm really appreciative to everybody that's been playing it. So.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. This is your take on your track Pretend.
There's a beach by by the city where I like to pretend I could stare for hours, waves crashing, and my mind plays tricks, and I stand still, keeping me there for hours. And we walked on the path by the ocean, and we were in together by then. And when we walked on the path, we could stare at the waves. We could stare at the waves and pretend. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love. Red lace shoes walking toward me. Coffee at the corner bar. Sitting and drinking, asking me to open up. Why are you here if you're in love with him? You've got me thinking, you've got me thinking. Why are you here if you're in love with him? You've got me thinking, you've got me thinking. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love. Rain fell down on the pavement while I sat under the arch. I could see that plant in the wooden box in the corner of your window. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love. Sea changes every morning. Whoa, love.
Annie Dresner and her track Pretend. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. Remember, if you are outside and the weather is as beautiful as we have had over the past couple of weeks, make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. And if you're going out and meeting friends, do so from a safe distance. I hope we'll get to catch up soon, guys, when all this is over.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, bye. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
I hope you've been inspired by those stunning garden sessions to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors. If inspiration has taken you to create music, do send it over to us at bbc.co.uk/introducing. I've heard so many debut uploads through this period, so don't be afraid about sending us your lockdown sounds for the first time. Remember, if you are going outside a bit more through these lockdown restrictions and the loosening of them, do make sure that you are staying safe and healthy. Right, I'm outside.